Dollar Tree, um, kind of the end of an era. They were bought a few years ago for $6 billion. They just sold today for $1 billion after trying to find a new home for the last 10 years. Now, anybody who's ever actually been to Dollar Tree knows that you're not getting very much for $1. Most of the stuff is like $2, $3, $4, $5. When I was younger, the dollar store really was $1. Most stuff was $1. Those days are gone, and Family Dollar has 7,000 stores. And they paid, I'm sorry, $8 billion. Dollar Tree bought Family Dollar for $8 billion. Dollar Tree now offloads Family Dollar for $1 billion. So they lost $7 billion. That's an amount of money that I don't understand. Like when you hear hundreds of millions and billions and this, that, and the other things,
it just sounds made up at a certain point.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even fathom it, but I know the margins were obviously garbage, but this, I think, speaks to, just kind of how hard it is out there. There are a lot of people, if you were smart and you shopped at Family Dollar or Dollar Tree, you could find things I remember helium balloons was like a big hack. It was always a big hack to Dollar Tree and the dollar store because you get helium balloons cheaper there than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Or if you needed there were certain things that you could just get there a lot cheaper, but they have massive consumer theft problems, and a market that I just don't really know. I don't know what this says. I mean, it's kind of like the piggybacks on the story from yesterday where DoorDash is now offering financing for Taco Bell. It's getting really difficult out there. I know that $1 isn't going to mean $1 forever, but it seems like kind of a bummer to lose. This is a lot of retail space too that's just going to turn into, Spirit Halloweens basically overnight.
Dollar Tree was competing with Dollar General to buy the Family Dollar chain back. This is almost a decade ago at this point. And I think one of the challenges for this type of brick and mortar retail, and you can see this on a lot of reporting on Dollar General, which is also struggling in some respects, is that they are trying to constantly reevaluate who their customer is. Yeah. So if you are able to order things online, which basically everyone in America is, and you compare it to the deals that you might get at Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Dollar General, any of these places, are you actually better off ordering it or getting it delivered to you? And especially because we are a culture of convenience, people rely on that. If you're throwing your kid a birthday party, you might think, oh, the Dollar General has helium balloons and that's why you go in, and while you're there you pick up some other stuff. But if you are thinking, oh, I want to bulk buy something, you are typically thinking of Amazon at this point.
Or Costco. I used to love going to the Dollar Tree though when I was a little kid. Yeah. You had $5, you could get 5 toys. Yeah. Now they were all China junk. Mm-hmm. But
so is Walmart, to be fair.
It's no different than Walmart.
I think one of the challenges.
I was never a big fan myself. Dollar General's okay, I suppose. We've got one of those right down here, and sometimes I go there just for the cheap little tuna snacks. The ones with the crackers in them. I'll get those. I'll get energy drinks because those are cheaper. Other than that, though, I don't really shop there at all.
Yeah. Well, and one of the challenges is, where do you put these things? So I think the Family Dollars, from what I've read about it, they're more suburban, right? They'll be in strip malls that are in developed areas. But Dollar General took the approach of building basically between Walmarts in rural areas. If you were going to, it's you need something, but the Walmart is too far. So it's this hybrid of it has a bunch of random stuff at cheap prices, but also it's not exactly a convenience store. It's got more than that. Yeah. I think that some of it is the customer. If you were able to basically make Family Dollars low-key Targets and attract the same kind of person who would be going to Target versus a Walmart, then you might be able to save the brand. But right now you can get cheap stuff in a lot of ways, and it's not necessarily serving the same kind of it's not serving the purpose. That's why I thought the Dollar General strategy was interesting. It's not proving perfect. They've closed hundreds of stores, but again, they're saying basically we're going to be the gap between Walmarts, and Walmarts are typically like sometimes kind of in the middle of nowhere anyways. They're what a lot of rural Americans rely on. Dollar Tree and Family Dollar seem like they haven't quite sussed out how to make people who are close to them come in.
Yeah, I mean I think they just built one in I live near a small city, like one of those cities that has one of the smaller chain grocery stores. Like it has a Piggly Wiggly, which you guys won't know of, but it's a local, like, you don't shop at Piggly Wiggly unless you live in a small town. You would go to like Walmart Superstore or Meijer or Kroger or something like that. But if you live in a small town, you go to Piggly Wiggly, you know that it's 20% more expensive, but you don't want to drive a half hour to go to the city. They started popping up in a lot of really small towns. Like I think there's one in like Richfield, which is like sort of where I live. And Richfield has like 3 restaurants, and they're all like, every small town has like that Mexican restaurant. It has like a sandwich shop, and then it has a Dollar Tree now. And it's like, I don't know how they make money. I see them there and I'm like, your parking lot's always empty. I don't understand. But they're literally just built it. They built it like, oh yeah, Dollar Tree has a great selection of spices and hygiene products. That's true too. Spices are really cheap there. And I don't know about the hygiene products, but when we go on vacation, I always buy those little plastic bottles from there. The giveaway site won't let me in. 670 people have entered, so it must be working. Maybe try it on desktop. Some little garden gnomes we got at Dollar General are obviously hand painted. I thought that was odd. Where's this stuff coming from? The fourth world. Yeah, this is like
painted by very tiny hands.
Yeah, very tiny and very soft, and don't think too much about it. But what do you think that this speaks to, kind of the economy in general right now? Because it's hard out there for a pimp. Like everything's expensive. It's bonkers. And
that's probably another reason why they would have trouble if they're selling the cheap goods and they don't have just the right location to get just enough people and so forth. They're inevitably going to go out of business because there's nobody to buy up enough of the products, because nobody's going to be willing, because it's like $5. Oh my God, that's going to break the bank in some cases. People are poor right now. They're not buying the kind of things that are sold at these places as much, because a lot of it is the garden gnomes, the little ceramics, Christmas decorations and stuff like that. And some of it, seasonal
stuff you don't need.
Yeah. I mean, like most Walmarts have some grocery store component, right? So if you are absolutely broke, you're going grocery shopping, you're at Walmart for just the essentials, you're still more likely to pass through aisles and pick up other things because they have them. From what I know, most of these dollar stores, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever they are, they have like what I would compare to a convenience store, maybe slightly better. But you're not going in the way you would if you were like, I'm only buying essentials right now because I'm on a really tight budget. It almost becomes easier to avoid in some way. And again, like, if you knew that this is the best place to get the staples that my family needs, then maybe you would go. But for the most part, people are primed to assume that places like Walmart or other established chains have better deals.
That's when you do it and buy in bulk so that the trip is more cost effective. Like I do that at Dollar General sometime. If I go there, I'm not just getting one of the little packets of tuna, I'll get like 10 of them.
Yeah.
And so that means I use the same amount of gas, but I saved a ton of money. I just saved $10 over buying it at Hannaford's or Grand Union.
Right.
Well, that makes sense, and it's closer. So,
Yeah. Rip cheap stuff. I think I'm sure that the China tariffs haven't been great for these like Uber discount stores either.
Maybe not, but I also think it just speaks to the consumers. Like this is something the Biden administration would say all the time, which is that people were still spending normally.
Yeah.
But I think that has more to do with the fact that like people feel obligated to spend normally. Like they need certain amounts of things.
Yeah.